Hey, what is up, guys? I am John Sped, and we are here to talk about getting stronger. We're calling this Project Gains. What is the point of building muscle? Hey, here is a build and cut cycle that I generally go through every single year. Here is actually 2014, 2015 January. I'm building right 185, 195, and then I'm starting my cut down. A lot of people will look at this and will just look at this April picture, be like, oh, here's my picture. April, I am this fit all life. Whereas reality is a majority of time is spent looking like this right here. So, what is in store today? What's the point of building muscle? How do we get leaner by building muscle? What are the best protocols? How do we build without getting chubs? And how to see the best progress? And most importantly, at the end, how we're going to help you out. A little bit about me, personal story. This is me when I was 14 years old, just graduated middle school. I was very shy, insecure. Here I am, about 4 foot 11, right here. Just here's my freshman year of high school, and this is when I graduated high school. So pretty skinny in general. So for me, um, building was one of the most important parts of me. I needed to build my body. Uh, I wanted to build my own body because I was quite insecure and I needed to have some sort of outlet. I wanted to build myself up personally. This was deeper than just physically looking better. It was just about becoming happy with who I was. So the gym was very important to me. I learned how to love the process of getting stronger, love the process of working on myself. So that is kind of how I started. Uh, Looking at these pictures, it makes me laugh. I got certified as a personal trainer, not to coach or not to coach people, but how to learn exercise on my own. So I got NASM and NASM. This is one of the most widely recognized certifications. I got their corrective exercise specialist as performance enhancement specialist. So I could learn how to fix any issues, corrective exercise, and I can learn how to improve. I did this just to improve myself, and after a couple years of learning about this, I decided I would become a personal trainer. Started coaching at 24 Hour Fitness, and I decided that I absolutely loved helping people. But there was only one problem, and the problem was that everybody back then, most people who were in the gym trying to get in shape, all they wanted to do was lose weight oftentimes. You would see the same people on the treadmill year after year when I was working at the gym, and they would look the same. They would spend about an hour on the cardio machine, and then they would go upstairs to where the weights were, and then they would spend about 10 minutes kind of dilly-dallying along the weights and not really seeing progress. And then finally, they would come up to us and say, "Hey, I want this result. I want to lose weight. I want to get stronger." But the problem was that most people had no idea what they were doing. And here's my question: what were your beliefs around getting stronger initially? I find that when 90% of people sit in front of me, they think that getting bigger is going to lead to a huge buff jacked person in the course of 6 months. They think that they're going to touch weights and miraculously their body's going to morph into a bodybuilder, kind of like these pictures right here. So the common beliefs that saw back in 2005, 2006, 2007 when I first started coaching at 24 was that building makes you huge, like these guys. These guys were on some sort of pro hormones, most likely. I'm not hating on them, but this is just what they look like when they're on steroid uses, ladies and men. Okay, a lot of people think that they're going to turn into a bodybuilder one day. Social media, unfortunately, is going to lie to you about what you should look like and how what you're going to look like when you lift weights. Cultural norms. A lot of people from different countries come here and they're not used to lifting weights or working out. They're not really sure what's going to happen. I find that very common in this area in Miramar. Okay, and obviously fear and judgment. People think, "Oh, I'm gonna look dumb at the gym. I don't know what I'm gonna. I don't know how I'm gonna lift weights. I don't know how to build my body. I don't want to. I don't want people to make fun of me or my family or whatever." And then obviously lack of education around the topic. Um, So at 24 Hour Fitness, I decided that I had to be the solution. I wasn't going to coach people how to do cardio, how to lose weight. What I decided to coach on was strength training. I was, in fact, one of the only people at the gym who was coaching strength at the time. Everybody would be doing, cardio, putting their clients through burpees and box jumps and step ups and running on the treadmill and going in the big group classroom and having them do walking lunges across the gym. But me, I decided I had to do something different. I had to show them how to lift weights. It wasn't just about, you know, endlessly doing cardio. All right. This is what people were sick of. People didn't want to sit in the treadmill. People didn't want to go on the bike and the elliptical for hours, just mindlessly droning on, reading their book. Right. So I decided to only put everybody through strength splits, and the results were fascinating. I ended up being a top coach at 24 Hour Fitness. I saw a lot of trainers come in and out of that gym, and then they would sign up all excited to coach people, and then they would leave after a few months because they realized that it was harder to retain their clients. And the key to retaining clients was showing them results. And that's exactly what I did. Just like here in the gym, I had a file on every single member. Every single had individual goals. Everybody had individual workouts and weights they were utilizing. And each week we would progress upon something, and everybody loved it. I had people who were cardio bunnies for their entire life. And within the first couple sessions in a couple weeks, they were already seeing huge progress doing strength training, and the clients were happy. So I had clients from the very first day. I was a trainer at 24 Hour Fitness. I took on some clients from some coaches who were leaving. I took them on, and I was able to hold them for the entire 3 years I was at the gym. And the other coaches were like, "Wow, how do you able to get these clients and keep them with you for 2 3 years?" Like, it's easy. Show them results. That was the key. So, why should you build? Why should you cut? Right? What is the point of building? Here's my cut. This is 2013. I was 167 pounds. I was building up. I was here about 185. Wasn't my top here. I got to about 195, and then I cut down to 183 here. And at my leanest, I was 175. So I went from 167 all the way to 175 in the matter of 1 year. So I gained some weight, gained some muscle, and I actually change my physique. My physique looks better in this picture, in my opinion, than this picture. I look better built. I have more muscle on me. I have more definition, right? This one, I look a little bit leaner, and I personally wanted to build my physique. Okay. So why cut? What's the point of cutting? Well, the point of cutting is to not look like this dude all year long, right? You obviously want to get into a healthy body fat, right? So if you want to lose weight, great. I think that's a great goal. Losing weight is great, but up to an extent. You also have to learn that losing weight, right? We're gonna be decreasing muscle. If you're losing weight, you're probably going to be decreasing body fat and muscle, and we want to mitigate the muscle loss. So obviously, you want to get you in a healthy body fat range. You want to see what your physique looks like. You want to build confidence in your ability to stick to a meal plan, but you should be cutting maximum 12 to 16 weeks. So really dial in your cut for 12 to 16 weeks. That's it. Try not, that's the big mistake is people cut for 6 months plus longer, and then they wonder why they're feeling so tired, like this zombie right here, right? Because if you're cutting for too long, which a lot of people cut for too long, there's going to be a lot of negative effects. You're going to feel weaker. You're going to have a lower metabolism because you're decreasing your muscle. You're also decreasing your calories. So your energy is going to be lower. Your hormones are going to be off regulated. You're going to have more injuries because you're not allowing your body to recover by eating more and strengthening your body. And the biggest negative aspect is it's mentally draining, right? You have a negative outlook on fitness if you're always cutting. That's a big mistake. Everybody's always like, everybody I meet, when I sit down with them, I ask them, well, what have you done in the past? What have you done? Oh, I've done this gym, that gym, and I tried to lose weight over here, and I lost weight and I gained weight. And then I did this gym, and I got on some strict, super strict diet, eating chicken and broccoli, and I was doing cardio for 2 hours a day, and I lost 20 pounds, but I gained it all back. Right? This is the problem. Right? We're focusing too much on the rigidity of a strict, super strict bodybuilding cut, and then they have this really negative outlook on fitness and they struggle to find lifelong results. Okay, so you absolutely need a building phase. Otherwise, you are 100% doomed to failure. All right. If you remember why you joined our program, had you done any kind of weight loss? Had you tried weight loss in other avenues? Right. Most people want to lose weight and improve their physique. Right. That is the goal in general. But you got to do the right way. You got to focus on building. That's very important. Why build? Because the majority of your time will be here in the gym. All right. I focus on at least personally 8 months a year of building. 8 months where I'm eating enough, I'm strengthening my body. The physical benefits are profound. We're going to go over them. The psychological benefits are even more important. And honestly, it's the missing link in 95% of people's training regimen is instead of focusing on the cardio and the losing weight, if you focused on the building, you will see amazing results. As you know, we have a lot of members in our program who have not only built incredible strength, but also lost several tens of pounds, 10, 20, 30, 40, 70 pounds, right? So that is the benefit here. We want to focus on our physical side first. You're going to be physically stronger when you're building properly. You're going to have an increased metabolism. Okay, you're going to have increased muscle, better injury recover, better hormone balance, and increased bone density. That's very important. Psychological side, you're going to have more purpose in the gym. Right? Look at these happy people here. I love these guys. Right? Everybody's happy. Right? We're all going out. We're drinking. We're not worried about some diet we're on. Right? You're going to have more confidence in yourself as you build. Okay. And that's going to create a really big positive reinforcement, right? The better you feel, the better results you see, the better mood you're going to have, the better your social life, the better energy. That's the goal. Right. So the perfect environment for strength. I don't know if you've ever seen this picture. I've heard the story of Milo. This guy was in the Olympic Games. He won 6 Olympic Games, or rather 7 Olympic Games as well. You can't see it behind you, and also 33 wrestling championships. This guy was the the essentially the face of progressive overload. There's a story about him. He would get this young calf, and he would pick it up and carry it as it grew. Every day he would pick it up and carry it, and every day he would pick it up and carry it. And through time, this little calf would gain 5+ pounds each day or each week until it grew into a full bull. And there were stories about him carrying this bull over his shoulder, and that's how he was able to get so strong, so fit, and so athletic, because he was in the perfect environment for strength, which is his training variables was high enough. He was progressive overloading by several pounds each day with this calf, and he was training that progressive overload variable, right? So you got to train with intensity. Also, the nutrition is very important and staying consistent with your training. We're going to go over some of these variables right here. We're going to start with the training variables, progressive overload. I think this is a funny picture trying to calculate the weight in the bar. I know you guys are laughing right now. So many ways to progressive overload. Progressive overload means making the movement harder in some way week by week. So you can increase the weight, increase the reps, the sets, the frequency, improve technique, decrease rest periods, range of motion, tempo training, calisthenics, right? Body weight, pull-ups, chin-ups, pistol squats, drop sets, rest pause sets, right? You guys are probably familiar with all of these strategies because we use all of these in our gym. So very important, you must progressive overload. So you guys are probably very familiar with this. The question here is, of those variables, what is the most important of them all? What do you think? What do you think? Guess what? It is training with enough weight, right? Every scientific uh, study that is done on strength is training around your 1 rep max. So you must know your 1 rep max, or you have to have an ability to estimate that number well. So 1 rep max testing is very important. And that's why we test 1 reps in our gym 2 to 3 times a year, because it's going to show progress and it's going to give you better training variables, right? How to train around your own strength. That's how we personalize our gym results, is because you're not just picking random arbitrary weights. Oh, let's lift 30 pounds today. And then next week we'll lift 10 pounds. And then the week after that, we'll lift 40 pounds, right? It's not randomized. It's science backed. Okay. So percentage-based training around your 1 rep. So it's 50%, 70%, 80%, right? You are going to get delivered personalized results, and it creates a gym environment for growth, right? That's very important. Reps and their benefits. I'm not sure if you've seen this, but this is a pretty standard, I guess you call it the rep max continuum. So at 15 to 20 reps, you're building at best muscular endurance. Okay. Between 7 and 12 reps, it's hypertrophy, which is a fancy word for building muscle. Okay. At 2 to 6 reps or around there, you're building strength, which is not necessarily breaking down muscle and building muscle, but you're building strength within the muscle. And then at these lower rep ranges, 5 and less, you're building a lot of explosive power. right? So let's go over each one. Okay, 60% one rep. I don't know if you guys know these guys. These guys come in the morning, Ethan and Seth. These guys are endurance athletes. They run ultra marathons. All right, so they're going to benefit a lot from a 60% one rep. A 60% one rep is between 15 to 20 reps. The physiological effect at 15 to 20 reps is better muscular endurance and metabolic conditioning. It stimulates slow twitch fibers, which are fibers within the muscle, which leads to improved endurance. There's slow twitch and fast twitch muscles. Slow twitch are more endurance-based muscles. So if you're running for a long period of time, or you're doing a lot of repetitions, or you're working and for long periods of time, these slow twitch muscle fibers are really beneficial. Okay, so you're going to see a big increase in muscular endurance, more vascularity in the muscle because all that blood flow is going to the muscle. Sometimes you'll see people are very veiny or vascular and makes them look leaner. Okay, next percentage right here, 70% one rep max. So that means 70. This is getting higher, and this we're talking about 10 to 12 repetitions. And this is to max to failure. You're getting to that 12th rep, and you can barely get it out. I know you know the feeling. It's not just a burning feeling, but you physically cannot get that rep out. Okay, physiologically, you're going to get stronger and build muscles. Remember hypertrophy? That means you're building muscle. So increased muscle leading to both strength and size gain. So you're going to be building muscle. So here's your muscle before. When you work out, you're actually ripping these muscles. So these muscles are going to get ripped. And then guess what? Your body is going to go in, repair the rip, and physiologically it needs to add in a little extra microscopic layer of muscle to protect it even better. All right, so that's how over time this small muscle might grow. So you're going to grow your shoulders, your lats, your glutes, your legs over time. So 70% one rep is optimal for strength and building muscle. I absolutely love this rep range. It's actually one of my favorite rep ranges. Okay, the physique effect, you're going to have a better overall muscle develop, and you're going to have a nice, well-balanced physique, assuming you're training all muscle groups. Okay, 80% one rep. Oh, this is another tough one. 80% warm up, that's 6 to 8 reps, right? 6 to 8 reps. The physiological effect is that you're improving strength and power through neural adaptations. So you're enhancing force production through the nervous system, right? Here's your nervous system. It comes into the muscle, and here we have these little things that are going to make the muscle work harder, okay? So we're actually improving how this utilizes this. So at 80% one rep, here we have all these little motor units, these are called, okay? And these motor units are connected to the muscle. And when you utilize heavier weights, you have to engage more of these motor units, right? At a lighter weight, let's say you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 motor units here. When you're lifting a lighter weight, you only might use 2 of them to flex and work the muscle. When you're getting heavier, you might use 3 of these motor units. When you're getting heavier to 8, you might use 80% one rep, you might use 4 of these. So now more muscle is being engaged. So the neural adaptations are different. Have you ever left a workout and you're like, oh my gosh, I just can't think today. Like my brain is fried. Like, I don't know, I just feel like I've been brain fog. That's often because you're working your nervous system, right? Your nervous system is fried from a workout, not just the muscle itself, but your brain is working to fire these, right? So you're going to have a significant strength gains and a more robust and powerful physique because you're going to be engaging more muscle fibers. So you're going to have better muscle density, firmer, harder muscles. I love this rep range. We got 90% one rep. Check this out. Okay, 2 to 4 reps, very tough rep range. Okay, maximal strength and neural adaptations, right? So now you're recruiting high threshold motor units. So what that motor unit is here, so we have a motor unit right here, and here is your all of these motor neurons. So you're going to optimally engage all of these motor units to engage in this muscle flexing, right? So you're using every single fiber in the muscle. You know what it's like to lift a 1 rep or even a 2 rep extremely hard, right? It feels like you're grinding it out. You're like on the bench press, you're pressing it up, but it's barely moving. That is because it is extremely hard. And the harder the movement, the more recruitment of those high threshold, meaning you have to have high weight. It's a high threshold. It's not low threshold. Low threshold is when you're lifting a lighter weight, you can do a ton of reps. Those are low threshold motor units. But there are motor units that are higher threshold that need to be stimulated by higher weights. Okay, so now we have maximal coordination of all our motor units, so you're going to be able to lead to maximal strength. Right? You're not going to necessarily get bigger, more strength gain as far as like bigger muscles because you're not moving that muscle enough, right? In order for to have bigger muscles, you have to move weights more frequently, right? 10, 12 reps, 8 to 12 reps, right? So this does contribute to strength, but because you're engaging more of your nervous system on these reps. Okay. And then finally, 1 rep max. This is true. Lifting one of some weights. Okay, 1 rep. Okay. This is really key for seeing your maximal strength. And it's an objective measure of your pure strength and technique. Very important. You're gonna have denser and harder muscles. And the benefit is that you're able to personalize your program in the gym. Very important. And so the question is, what percentage is the best? What do you think? What percentage do you think is the best? Well, there is proper programming. This is where we come in, Fitness Forward, where I come in and I program out the entire year strategically, right? So you have an individual session, which is 1 to 2 hours. You have specific exercises, loading schemes, right? How much weight you're lifting, how many sets you're doing, and your rest intervals. This is how we program our workouts day by day. We have what's called a micro cycle. This is a 1 week cycle. It's how much training volume you're getting per muscle group. So think of the strategy of the week. We call that the strategy of the week in the gym. Every time I ask you guys, what are we doing this week? Oh, we're lifting EMOM with this amount of weight, or we're doing AMRAP with this amount of weight, or we're doing as many sets as you can with this amount of weight. All right, this is training volume. Assuming you're hitting each muscle group, this is great. Then we have what's called a mesocycle, which is 3 to 6 weeks. So these are short-term training goals such as hypertrophy, strength, and endurance. Do you remember these rep ranges, guys? Endurance is 15 to 20 reps. Hypertrophy is 8 to 12 reps. Strength is 5 reps, right? And you must ideally spend several weeks in each weight range, right? So are you seeing a theme in how we program the workouts? Right? We're not just randomly picking weights. We have 12-week cycles that we program through different goals, right? So we might do 3 weeks with endurance. We might do 3 weeks with hypertrophy at 70%. We might do 3 weeks with strength, and we might do 3 to 4 weeks peaking for 1 rep max. You see how that works? This is all strategy in a mesocycle. And then you pack mesocycles together over the year, macro cycle, and this is where we can have several cycles put together so that we can continue progressing you. Okay. Macro cycles are going to be different types of exercises after 12 weeks, different types of movements, right, to make it fun and interesting. Then you have, most importantly, the multi-year plan, which is those of you who want to be fit for your life, 2 or more years, where cycling through different goals, different strategies. And this is how we program here in our gym, right? As you can see, here we are. Here's some tempo reps. We did tempo reps at 50% 1 rep. This is endurance. This is 20 reps. Okay, work up to 60%. 60% rep is 15 to 20 reps. More endurance. We did drop sets at 70%. 70% is a 12 rep max. Now we're hitting hypertrophy and strength. We did this for several weeks. Okay, then we did some 80% weeks where we're hitting 8 reps, right? How often do you hear me, guys? We're hitting 8 reps. We're building upon our 8 rep. This is optimal for building strength and muscle. Then you're working up to a 90%, a 2 rep max, meaning we're working the nervous system, right? We're training the nervous system, allowing that new muscle fiber that we just built through these other training strategies to innervate through those, through your muscles. So that now we have our nervous system in there firing even better, so that when we work up, this actually says 1 rep down here, when we work up to our 1 rep, we have optimum strength. So see how we strategize this at the gym, right? This isn't just random, right? This is all because I want you guys to get stronger, build muscle, have better endurance, have the physique you want through each strategy, right? I don't just come in here randomly saying, oh, we're just going to do this week, right? That's not how you get strong, right? This is all strategy because this prevents plateaus and promotes continuous gains. This is how we get people to commit to our program for a decade. Because why do it on your own when I strategically plan it with my 20 years of knowledge and working with thousands of people and helping them get stronger? This is how we create lifelong results. Okay. So let's talk about the mindset around building. Number one, it's long term results, right? Like you saw on those mesocycles, 3 to 6 weeks, that's short term, right? We're talking about 6 months to a year for one whole macro cycle, right? That's why we have you guys commit to 6, 12, and 18 months. We don't do month to month. Month to month does not work. In 1 month, you might get through one mesocycle, one goal. That's it. That's going to get you nothing, right? We have to strategize through all of those so we can build endurance, build hypertrophy, building muscle, build strength within the nervous system, and then test that strength, right? That takes 12 weeks minimum, especially when you're newer, learning about technique, right? So you have to embrace that it's a long-term mindset, right? And you're going to have changes to your physique, right? You might gain some body fat. Depends. I personally like to gain body fat. This is me at 195 at 22%, and here I am smiling, right? This isn't my leanest, but I don't care. I actually feel amazing when I lift weights and I'm at a higher body fat because I'm fueling my body properly. And higher body fat, by the way, guys, 20% isn't that high in the grand scheme of things for a man, right? Progress is the key, not perfection. Stick to your plan. Celebrate small reps. Are you seeing improved reps? Are you seeing improved strength? Even week by week, if you improve 1 or 2 reps on your push up or on your bench press, you're doing more reps. This is wins. It's not all about weight loss. And most importantly, which we're going to talk about nutrition next, is you build a healthy relationship with food. It's not all about cutting, which is garbage. Okay. So, what about nutrition? This is the fun part. Okay. Strategic fueling of your gains. Let's go, baby. Calorie needs. So we're going to talk about calorie needs, how much to eat, how to eat smart for your goals. If you've ever heard of a clean bulk or a dirty bulk, right? We're going to talk about that. Macros, do that matter? Question for you at the basics. How is it possible to build strength and muscle at the basics? Let's talk about it. Number one, calories in means how many calories you're eating. Calories out means how many calories you're burning, right? So if I eat the same calories as I'm burning, so let's say I burn 2,000 calories and I eat 2,000 calories, that means you're going to maintain your weight. Energy in it equals energy out. Okay. Let's say I eat less calories than what I burn. I'm burning more calories. So let's say I burn 2,000 calories and I eat 1,000 calories. This is weight loss. So energy in is less. Energy in is less than energy out. So I'm going to lose weight. Basic thermodynamics here, physics, baby. Then we have weight gain, which I'm eating more than what I'm burning. Let's say I eat 3,000 and I burn 2,000. That means I'm going to gain weight, right? A positive caloric balance. Energy in is greater than energy out, right? So increase the calories. If you want to build strength, you have to increase the calories. You have to see a surplus in calories, right? Because that surplus is going to go to protein synthesis. You're going to build muscle, in other words. Okay, you build real strength when you're building muscle. You're going to have better recovery, optimized hormones. You're going to be able to lift heavier because you feel stronger. You're going to have a reduced risk of overtraining because you're eating properly. And then nutrient partitioning, it's a fancy word for increasing that increased calories you're eating is going to go towards muscle building and not towards storing fat, especially and really only if you're strength training, not doing cardio training, if you're strength training. That's the difference. Okay. So if you increase calories, you're going to have better strength, better energy in the gym, better results, and better physique. Great. So you're going to feel stronger in the gym because when you increase how much you're eating, you're going to have better protein synthesis, which is, again, a fancy word for your muscle is fueled by protein. You're building muscle. If you remember that picture of that small muscle going to a bigger muscle, well, the only way to do that is by bringing the calories up. That's it. You're not going to build muscle if you're in a calorie deficit. Like if you're always trying to cut weight, you're never going to build muscle. You're never going to build strength. You might neuromuscularly, right? You might be able to activate more of the nervous system, so your strength might go up a little bit, but you're not going to build muscle or your physique for that matter. Okay. Big mistake. People want to have a great rockin' physique. Well, you're not going to get it by beating in a calorie deficit and strength training. You got to bring the calories up. You're going to be able to train at a higher intensity. You're going to feel better in the gym. I don't know if you know me at 6 a.m., but when I eat a lot, woo, my gym workouts are amazing. I feel amazing through the entire workout, especially because I'm loaded up on carbohydrates, right? I'm supplying my body with carbohydrates, which are my fuel, the energy for the muscle. Whereas protein builds muscle, the energy for the muscle is actually the carbohydrates. Yep. Increasing calories. Have you ever been injured? Have you ever been burned out or fatigued? Guess what, guys? You're going to have way better injury recovery when you're eating more. In fact, you need about 20% more calories over your baseline burn in order to recover from injury. So let's say my body burns 2,000 calories a day. I have to eat 20% over that number in order to recover better. So you need to eat more to feel better. So if you're chronically injured or chronically fatigued, that's a big reason why you got to eat more. Eating more is going to make you feel better. So you're going to have sufficient energy, which is going to prevent your muscle weakness and fatigue, not only in the workout, but during the day, right? The body has the necessary nutrients to support tissue repair and recovery. Have you ever been just sore for days and days? And you feel like you're never recovered, or you have these nagging injuries in your elbow, your back, your knees. Maybe it's time to eat more strategically. Okay? Very important. You increase your calories, and guess what? Your hormones are going to be optimized. Leptin is a hormone that when you're under eating carbohydrates, you're going to have a lower metabolism and you're going to feel less energy, right? When you're eating carbohydrates, optimizing the carbohydrates, you're going to feel fuller and have a higher metabolism, which is regulated by some of these hormones, one of them leptin. Another thyroid hormone, T3, T4, optimize metabolism when you're eating more. Again, if you're under eating calories, your body is going to deregulate these. So your metabolism will no longer be optimized. You're going to have fatigue and lower energy, right? You eat more and these hormones are going to be fueled, right? Ghrelin. Ghrelin, it's like a gremlin in your stomach grumbling, I'm hungry, right? If you ever feel that hunger, that growling, it's ghrelin that's coming through. It's making you hungry, right? So when you eat more, you're going to have less of that hunger all day. And I don't like to feel hungry all day. I want to feel great and energized. And then really important, testosterone. Your testosterone is going to get regulated by how much you eat, right? You eat more, you're going to have better testosterone release, especially when you eat nice, healthy fats, right? You're going to have better muscle building capabilities. But you got to eat, guys. We're not in a caloric deficit. You got to at least be in balance with how much you're eating, your intake, and how much you're expending at the bare minimum, right? You can't be cutting calories. Big mistake. Okay, so look at the numbers. Most times, I'll focus on the weight loss aspect. So right here, 196, roughly 195. I always cut weight about March, April, so I can look my best by summer. I cut 20 pounds. This is 175, 195. That's 20 pounds in 3 months or less. Okay. So I'm looking at this here, but most people only focus on this part of weight loss. You see, oh, I lost this amount of weight. But what you don't see is this part, the weight gain, which is equally important, if not more important, right? As I'm gaining strength here, right? I cut down to a shredded six pack, but a shredded six pack is not the healthiest. You're gonna feel weaker. You're gonna have more nagging injuries and issues generally when you're ripped like that. You're not eating enough. I like to eat enough to stimulate my body and feel amazing. So if you look at my weight, I track it. I'm tracking my weight. I'm looking at my weight objectively. Each week I look at the lowest weight that I'm at. And if I'm trying to gain weight, I'll make sure that lowest weight gets higher. So I had 186 this week. The next week I had 187 as my weight low, so 1 pound up, good. The next week I had 188, another pound up, great. The next week I had 190, great, another pound or 2 up. So I'm strategically gaining weight, monitoring my numbers. I must monitor the numbers. Okay, looking at some other numbers. Okay, this is a gentleman that joined our program. Okay, so we're looking at weight gain, right? I'm looking at weight gain. He started at 154 pounds. Okay. He got up to 167. And what you can't see behind this video right here is his body fat actually decreased by 2% while he was going up, right? So if you look at his numbers, this is his calories right here that he burned, and this is his calories that he ate. So he's actually eating more calories in general than he burned. 100 calories more, 200 calories more, 500 calories more, right? He's eating more, but he lost body fat. How is that possible? Do you remember that nutrient partitioning, fancy word for excess calories going into building muscle? So his excess calories, several hundred calories, are going into building muscle and building strength. And that's how he was able to build 13 pounds of weight and lose body fat. That is amazing. I love that. Okay, don't be scared of eating more. You just have to do it strategically. Okay, so how much did you eat? Rule of thumb, you got to eat your maintenance calories. Maintenance calories means you're eating your burn. Okay, for example, your total calories burned in one day. I use my Fitbit. Okay, so I burn on average 3,500 calories a day. So to build muscle optimally, I need to eat that amount. So I try to bring those calories up to 3,500 calories a day. So if I'm burning 3,500, if I optimally want to get stronger and build my physique, I have to eat that much. Okay. And you got to eat based on your desired outcome, right? Do you have goals, right? Do you want to build muscle without losing body fat or without gaining body fat rather? Or do you want to build muscle without worrying about your body fat? In other words, you can gain some body fat. Okay, what's your goal? Personally, when I get down to a six pack, I want to gain body fat. So I'll put on 5 to 10% more body fat after I get down to a six pack because I feel good eating that way. I don't want to be super lean all year. I don't think that's optimal. I think you need to go through feeding periods. Okay, so clean bulk, dirty bulk. Have you ever heard this? This concept, a bulk that people call it. Don't think of a bulk as something like, oh, I'm gonna bulk up and look like a bodybuilder. No, that's not what happens when you bulk up. Bulking up means you're building muscle. Think about it that way. So a clean bulk means you're eating well balanced macros, protein, carbs, and fats. A dirty bulk means you don't really care about what you're eating. You can eat junk. Okay. So a clean bulk, let's go over that. Gaining muscle in a controlled and gradual manner. Okay. So you're doing slow, controlled muscle growth. You're optimizing lean proteins and carbs. You're minimizing your fat intake still. So that when you minimize your fat gain, you're actually gaining the most muscle. So we're minimizing how much body fat we gain. This is the best approach for a majority of people because a majority of people don't have six packs. So if you're not super ripped and you want to maintain your body fat or maybe even slightly decrease body fat, a clean bulk is going to be the best. You're still going to monitor your portions to ensure you're within your caloric range. You're still planning and tracking, but it's going to give you a leaner physique and long-term health. So I really suggest clean bulks for most people. But dirty bulks, I love dirty bulking. I love me some cookies. Okay. Cookies are delicious. Okay. I like consuming a large number of qualities, often without strict attention to food. I love candies and sugary treats. I do. I'm not going to lie to you. Why would I lie to you? I'm a truth teller. Okay. I do often eat more than what my body strictly requires, especially after going through a cut. It does lead to a quicker weight gain. You saw that 1 pound a week or 2 pounds a week. That's fast weight gain. That's very fast. But I do gain higher body fat. And that's okay because at a six pack, you want to gain body fat. If you've ever had a six pack, you know that gaining body fat is okay. Okay. So, my question to you, you want to clean bulk or dirty bulk? Let's go over it. Which is best for me? Okay. It depends on your physical goals, your physiology, your age, and your gender. Let's go over that. I suggest a clean bulk for anybody who's over, any man who's over 20%, and any woman who's over 26%. So if you haven't got your body fat measured, now will be a good time to do it. Okay. If you want to do a dirty bulk, that's anybody under 20% and any woman over 26%. Now, me, when I do a dirty bulk, when I get up from a six pack, I'm generally about around 12% body fat. So I can afford to gain 8% body fat, which is a lot. How much body fat have you lost in the program? Most people will lose between 5 and 10%, right? So I can gain about 8% body fat. Okay. I suggest, however, to take a balanced approach. Don't be too strict and don't be too bad. Just enjoy yourself. Right. The benefit of building is that you don't have to be so rigid in what you're eating. You don't have to stick to a super strict diet plan. It's just about making smart choices, tracking where you're at. Okay. So the question is, where should you start specifically? You watching this video. Okay, track your numbers. Are you surprised? I hope you're not surprised, because if you've been coached by me, which many of you, almost all of you probably have been coached by me in nutrition, you have to track your numbers. MyFitnessPal, I suggest. This is not a, I'm not a salesman for this, but I should be, because I make billions. No, just kidding. Tracking is key to success. Fat loss or muscle gain. Okay, find your total calorie burn. Use a Fitbit. We can also estimate these numbers as well if you don't have a Fitbit or Apple Watch. Okay, you're going to track how many calories you eat, and you're going to work towards making those numbers equivalent. Like we talked about before, I burn on average 3,500 calories. So therefore, I'm going to try to eat 3,500 calories. Okay, macro suggestions. Boom, 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 boom. Let's just roll through these. Okay, protein, I always suggest being high. So 35% protein. Okay. 40% carbs on average, and then 30% fat. So I think 30, 40, 30 is optimal place to start. So if you're tracking your numbers and your pie chart looks like this is great. Orange is protein, purple is fat, green is carbs. If you can get your numbers to look like this, look at that, 40, 30, 30 roughly. This is going to be clean, and this is a dirty book where my numbers are all over the place here. So I have super high fat here, right? If you look at your numbers and they look like this, you're probably going to have not as good body fat, staying within the body fat range you want, right? Here is where you're going to stay probably within the optimal body fat. Okay, look at this. I'm eating 144 grams of fat and only 63 grams of fat here. So numbers are very different, okay? But they both work, okay? So if you're leaner, you can afford to do this. And if you're not as lean yet, you should be optimizing here. Okay. Meals and when to eat. This is one of my favorite meals. You got some ribeye, you got some mac and cheese, got a lot of carbs, got a lot of protein, a lot of fat. This is a great meal. Delicious. Okay. You got to optimize nutrient intake. I eat 4 to 5 times a day. Not all the time. Sometimes I'll do like 3 really big meals, but here's the deal, guys. When you're building, just eat. Right? You don't have to. People are always like, "Oh, I shouldn't eat before I go to bed." Guys, I eat my biggest meal before I go to bed. I eat a huge meal. Oftentimes looks like this, or a breakfast burrito. I'll have something crazy before I go to bed. Sometimes I'll do protein shake on top of that. Your body repairs when you go to sleep. So I like, when I'm building muscle, to optimize this. So I eat a big meal before I go to bed, so that in the morning at 4 a.m. when I wake up and I go to the gym and I'm ready to work out at 6, I'm feeling great. Right? I want to feel great when I'm at the gym. I want to feel powerful and energized when I'm at the gym. And if I don't eat the night before, or if I don't optimize protein or calories in the night before, I'm not going to feel as great in my workout. And I want to feel great in my workout. Now, if you want to wake up in the morning and have something small, like a protein and carbohydrates, like let's say you're doing like eggs and oatmeal or something before you work out. Let's say you're coming to the 8:30 a.m. session. Slam it up, guys. Those pre-workout calories are going to make you feel great in your workout. And if you're coming in the evening, definitely have something for lunch that's nice and filled with carbs and protein. Rice, potatoes, protein, right? Meat, whatever you want. But make sure you're optimizing protein and carbohydrates before and after you work out. It's going to be optimal. You're going to feel great, and it's going to fuel your muscles the best. Okay. So, question, how do you know you're progressing? Let's talk about it. Measuring, guys. Track all the variables. Let's talk about what measurements to look at. Let's look at your strength numbers, your calories in, calories out. You should be tracking all of these numbers to see progress. So you got to track all the variables. Tracking is the key. Measuring is the key. My best coaches in life have always said the more numbers you can track, the better your results. So track. Okay, strength numbers. You should be increasing your weight, increasing your reps, increasing your sets. They have improved technique probably, right? Just like we talked about all those ways to progressive overload, we should be seeing progress over time. So you guys have that taken care of in the gym. I really invest a lot of my time in coaching you guys, and our coaches coaching you on getting stronger. So this is really taken care of in the gym. We're going to help you out in different ways, which I'll show you at the end. Body measurement. When was the last time you were measured? You got to get measured. Is your weight going in the right direction? If you're trying to build strength, your weight should be going up slightly. Up, not down. I'm not trying to lose weight. Okay, just because your weight goes up doesn't mean your body fat goes up. Let me tell you why. We're going to talk about that in a moment. Okay, your circumference. Where is your circumference going? Is your neck going up? Are your arms going up? Your torso, your stomach, your glutes? How do we know if our body fat's going up if we're not measuring body fat? Are you taking photos of yourself? Okay, got to be taking photos. So measurements, guys. Measurements. Key measurements. Key measurements, guys. Your neck, your forearms, and your calf. Check this out. If these numbers go up, especially the neck, there's a strong correlation that you're increasing body fat. Have you guys ever thought, oh, I've lost weight? Everybody's like, oh, it looks like you lost weight in the face. Like your face got slimmer. Yeah, it did. Your face stores body fat, including your neck. In fact, pinch your neck right now. Get a little pinch in there. Can you feel any kind of jiggliness in the skin there? All right. That's body fat. All right. You have your layer of skin, then you have your fats under that, and then you have your muscle under that. So if you feel that hard muscle in your neck, right, that's a muscle keeping your head up, but there's also skin and fat over that. Okay. So if your neck is going up, or maybe your forearms and your calves, there's a strong correlation your body fat's going up, because the forearms are hard to grow. You're not going to build a ton of muscle in your forearms, and neither in the calves, unless you're strictly training for your forearms or your calves. Chances are, if those go up, so when I'm measuring you and I see your neck measuring might go up by 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch, I already know your body fat's going to go up. Okay. Now your chest, stomach, arms, glutes, quads, right? If these go up, these indicate an increase in muscle, right? Even in the stomach. Some people are like, oh, why did my stomach go up? Well, because there's muscle in your stomach. You guys want ab muscles, right? You want back muscle, right? You don't want your back to hurt. You got to build a strong back, your obliques, your core, right? There's muscles in the core too, right? Now, if those go up, strong indication that you're going to be increasing your strength, assuming your neck, forearm, and calves don't go up. So if I measure those numbers and your neck goes up, well, then we have to definitely do a body fat test to make sure your body fat's either staying the same, going down, or going up. Right? Because you could still go up in the forearm and the calves without having your body fat go up. You still can. I've seen it done before. But it's more common that if those numbers go up, it's higher body fat. So very important. So where should you go from here? What are you going to do? This is what we're going to do here at Fitness Forward to help you get stronger, and we're going to make it easier and fun. Okay, it's called Project Gainz. Okay, it's an 8-week personalized strength program for you, and here's what is included. We're going to be giving you a really cool recipe book with 30 delicious meals, breakfast, lunch, dinners, okay, crafted to help you build strength. So it's not going to get you leaner. We're going to get you stronger, okay? So we're going to be delicious meals too. It's not going to be like super plain, mundane, boring meals, right? They're going to be easy to follow recipes, right? I'm not trying to make meal prep complicated. I want it to be easy, right? So you can have amazing results and you're going to have fun eating, right? We crafted this. Took us a lot of time to build this, right? These recipes, these are all hand created, okay? We're going to be giving you an eating out guide, right? We have every type of option of cuisine: American, Mexican, sushi, Mediterranean, steakhouse, Italian, Indian, breakfast, and more. All these places you're going to have options for in general, not just like the certain type, not just the restaurant, right, but the type of food that you're going to find at these restaurants. We handpick the best options if you're going out to eat, because I like to go out to eat, especially when I'm not cutting. I like to go out to eat on the weekends, maybe during the week. I'm not trying to restrict myself. No. We're also going to give you great fast food options at McDonald's, Subway, Chick-fil-A, Wendy's, Taco Bell, In-N-Out, Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, and more. All right, we're going to give you the best options to eat that are going to be somewhat balanced in the macros, so you don't have to just, oh, which one should I eat? If you want to go out and have something bad for you, it's not going to be bad for you. Okay, we're going to give you the best options. So no more guilt in what you're eating, right? And we're going to maximize your nutritional intake, right? This is going to be recommended by us. We've been coaching for decades. We're going to help you out. Okay, we're going to give you some awesome strength and mobility clinics, guys. This is going to be amazing. Okay, so we're going to teach you how to get more mobile, how to unlock your mobility so you can see improved strength, and also minimize injuries. We're going to be strengthening muscles around the major joints so that you feel good as you're getting stronger and eating more. Right? We're going to give you individualized attention, one-on-one help during these clinics. They're going to be held on Friday, Saturdays. Okay, and you're going to have a really improved, massively improved performance. Okay, we're going to have our physical therapist, Christina Zane, come in, as well as myself and Keith and the other coaches come in and guide you one-on-one with this. Okay, this is going to be awesome. We're going to be incorporating these regularly. Okay. Also, we're going to give you a tailored regimen to follow on top of the workouts you do in the gym, but we're going to give you a tailored regimen to follow if you're coming in Friday and Saturdays. Okay, so that you can follow if you're coming into the strength clinics that you can follow. So you'll have a roadmap on how to get stronger, right? We're going to give you the assessment, what we should be looking for, personalized, one-on-one. Okay, and we're going to help you progress week by week in the 8 weeks. Okay. We're going to give you, importantly, personalized nutritional guidance, right? So every step of the way, we're going to help you out. We're going to give you individual numbers that you're going to follow, right? Your own numbers, not just random numbers. We're going to give you some clarity on how much you should eat. And we're going to give you a lot of guidance in our Facebook group, right? So that you can understand how to do it step by step. I'm going to be doing it along with you, just like we do in my cut. I'm going to be doing it along with you, right? So this time you're going to follow me along with getting stronger, right? I'm going to help you guys along the way. Okay. You get all of this stuff, well over $400 value. Man, this is like undervalued. Should be $1,000. Okay. Here, only 59 bucks, guys. Because I love you. And because I think that your commitment here in this gym is amazing. And I want to help you out. And the best part, all of that money, not a dime goes in my pocket. I'm not trying to take your money. I want to give you the cash prize. So all of that money goes to a cash prize. We're going to be testing you guys on your strength, your 8 rep max. We're going to guide you on how to get stronger in those 8 weeks. And then at the end, we're going to test that 8 rep max and see who has the biggest improvement in strength, technique. So we're going to take some videos of you doing your lift of your 8 reps. We're going to have comparing before and after to see who has the biggest improvement in reps, technique, and whatnot. We're going to take into account a lot of different factors. And then the cash prize goes to the winner. Okay, the more people we have join, 10, 20, 30, 40, the more winners we're going to have. We're going to have first, second, and third place, most likely for males and females. So the playing field is going to be males and females. You're not going to be competing against the genders, right? So you're going to get all of this sent you for free, right? Come on in, try this program and get amazing results. All right, let's get stronger together. I'm really excited about this. This is the best time of year to get stronger. Don't miss out on this opportunity. You can sign up in our gym. We're starting October 20th. The last day to sign up is the 16th. Okay, October 16th, because we're having testing on the 20th and those few days following. All right, so join us. I'm excited to help you with everything. Let's kick some butt, guys.